Alexa, I'm back.
Welcome back, sir. Hope you crush it while you are here.
Seriously though, I'm back.
Ho, ho, ho! Merry Vlogmas!
Hey, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. My name's Griffin, and this is Griffin Projects Vlogmas, year number 3. I know there was a little hiccup last year, and I didn't get to finish, but I did finish the first year. I'm really bummed about last year, and this year I am gonna go hard. And I'm gonna start it off with Vlogmas day number 1 with this bad boy. It's the Ridgid Oscillating Belt and Spindle Sander, and, well, if you've been into woodworking or admire woodworking or you've been to any sort of woodworking shop, chances are you've seen some sort of version of this machine. There's a lot of these machines on the market and they all pretty much look the same other than the Ridgids. In fact, there's 2 Ridgid models and they don't even look the same. Now, however, after many YouTube videos, I could pretty well conclude that the other ones are pretty much clones, and there's very little difference between the Ridgid and all the clones. I mean, Harbor Freight, Wen, Grizzly, all of them look pretty much the same other than the color. But the big difference that I noticed with this one versus the others, the cloned units, is basically the other ones were pulling 4.5 amps and this one pulls 6. So in my brain it said 6 is bigger, which means better. And that's pretty much it. That and the box is orange, which happens to be the multiple sclerosis awareness color. Before we end up opening this bad boy up and giving it a nice little test run for Vlogmas day number 1, let me just tell you what's behind that camera. Actually, let me tease you about what's behind the camera. It's pretty freaking sweet. We're totally gonna be talking about it. We're gonna play around with it. We're gonna do a lot with that in the days coming up of Vlogmas. So make sure that you're subscribed to the channel, and without further ado, let's go ahead and open this bad boy up, shall we? All right, let's open this. Oh, nice, okay. All right. Probably don't need that. First up, looks like the spindles. Whoa, okay. First thought, every video I've seen of these spindles, I was like, I did not imagine that they're this hefty. Way more substantial than I thought, which is, can't be a bad thing probably. Next up, looks like it's the throat plates. Now these are metal throat plates, like I can tell right away. I mean, and they have pretty good weight to them as well. Whereas the clone units that I was talking about earlier, I believe they are plastic. Next up, the bolts. This, which is kind of like a fence. I don't know if you would call it a fence, but kind of a fence. Kind of acts like a fence. Anyway, next, it's time for the big boy. So this is the belt part, which I'm probably the most stoked for. And let me just tell you, weight's pretty good. Looks pretty good. Yeah, we'll look at it a little bit closer here in a second. But the weight on those spindles, I was definitely surprised. Oh yeah. You see that? You see that? Oh, dude. All right, let's get it out of the box. All right, you ready? Are you ready? Are you really ready though? All right, let's do it. 3, 2, 1, go. Oh. Let's just set that off to the side, right there. Smells good. I mean, smells kind of like grease, actually. So, what about this? What about this? Let's get this plastic off. Okay. All right, here we go. As you can tell, let's see here. All right, and it's up. It's a little stripped down version. It's kind of stripped down. It's not overly heavy. As you can see, this is kind of a stripped down version of the other version, but both versions are actually different than the clone ones that I was talking about. And honestly, everyone that I watched the video on that had the clone versions, you know what? They were able to sand. So there's that. Let's go ahead and set this bad boy up real quick and do a little test, and then we'll wrap this baby up. Let's do it. Okay, now that we have it all set up, let's go ahead and give it a test. I'm gonna test it first without a vacuum. Okay, so I've heard it's pretty dusty without the vacuum. Let's check that out. Not as much dust as I was thinking, but definitely very dusty. Of course, we're gonna need to add some dust collection. Let's just hook it up to the shop vac and see how it does. There's almost no dust to speak of with the vacuum on. Like, it's pretty good, actually. I was pretty impressed by it. And you know what I'm really impressed by? This. When I saw the curve it was making, and so quickly and so easily, and just the thought of all the different things that I've made that could have totally used a little of this thing, I couldn't believe that I didn't get it for the shop sooner. So very happy, very welcome addition to this shop anyways. And with that, I just have to tell you, make sure that you're subscribed. If you like the video, go ahead and give it a like. If you didn't like it, thumb it down. Do what you gotta do. But most of all, make sure you're subscribed, because I got a lot going on for Vlogmas and you're not gonna wanna miss it. And you know what? I'll see you tomorrow.